Hello everyone, I'm Zalty and this is the Zalty Show on YouTube. Today we'll be changing spark plugs on my beast. Okay, so the plan is that we'll be removing the tank now, and that's a bit fuzzy, and I'll probably explain most of it, but I don't know if I can actually film it or show it. But basically all we need to do is remove one bolt under the seat, which I've already removed, and then we need to lift it. Oh, we're also gonna clear the air filters. Just gonna clean them out a bit, which I think will be fine. I might not have enough spark plugs because in my ignorance I assumed 2 cylinders, 2 spark plugs, but now when I've been reading a bit about it, apparently there's supposed to be 4, but we'll see how far we get. As usual, I'll update you along the way and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so this is how far we've gotten now. We've gotten the tank off. It was actually quite easy. It was a lot, but I would recommend having 2 pairs of hands. 4 hands in total, just because it's a lot easier. All you have to do is you remove one bolt that sits here right under the seat, and then you can lift the tank up a bit. You disconnect this cable and also the line for the fuel. Remember to put a rag down because it's going to drip at least a little bit. And then you can just lift the tank off as long as you have removed. This is the speedometer that sits over the tank. It sits with just one bolt, and then you can slide it forward, and then we're just putting it to the side. You can remove it by taking off this plug over here, but I don't really think we'll need to. And when we remove the tank, we unearthed the first spark plug, which is here, which I thought was the only spark plug for the rear cylinder, but apparently there's another one hiding under the air filter here. We need to take off the air filters anyway, because we want to clean them out, and they're attached really easily. There's one bolt up here, if you can see that. It's a bit dark here, I know, and there's another one just on the underside of it. Once those 2 are off, all you need to do is loosen this clamp here, which attaches the air filter to the thingamabob. I'm very mechanical. And then we can just rip this off, and that's what we're gonna try to do now. See if I can do this without this way, anything. And there's also trying to do it out. It's supposed to be heat not. We'll just wheel it. Oh yeah, it's on there. There. And okay, this is a bit long space here, but it should be just. Oh yeah, it's connected somewhere. Okay, apparently there is a line that goes into it here. I didn't see that in the instructions, but as soon as I removed that, it was no problem. Okay, there's a line cut in here. It's just on with a clamp, so you just need to remove that. And now we have the entire air filter off. We're gonna open this up, which I can't quite see where we're supposed to do it. I need to read the instructions, but oh, there's a screw there, there, and there, and there, and there. Okay, it looks like we're gonna have to remove 5 screws and we'll be able to get into the air filter. And under this panel here is supposed to be a second spark plug for the rear cylinder. So we're gonna open that up and see if that's correct. Okay, I managed to get the cover off of the air filter. It's just 5 screws, and then it just pops off, super easy. And then we have 3 more screws here. And then we'll be able to get the air filter off, and then we're just gonna clean it with some, we might not even have to take it off. I'm gonna take it off anyway, and then we'll clean it with some high pressure air. Okay, now I've taken the air filter on the right side off. Also took this panel off. Let me go get it. Okay, this might be the other side, but yeah, this one sits there, and it's just with 3 of these rubber thingamabobs. So you just pull it out gently and roughly and all at the same time. And then we took away this panel here. It's attached with 1 screw that sits into this panel, and then it's just one of those plastic thingamabobs there that you just pull out. And then we can take that off. Then this panel, we just loosen this screw, and now we can get to it. You can remove this if you want to. I'm lazy, I'm not going to, because I think I can get, I mean, not a lot of access. You need to go down behind, if you can even point at it. I mean, it's down behind here is one of the spark plugs, exactly where I'm pointing, but so you kind of need access from this angle. It's gonna be really hard to get to it. The other one is here, there, a lot easier. So those are the two we're gonna change today. I've ordered the 2 other spark plugs, so since I thought we only needed 2, but we need 4, so I'm gonna leave this open and I'll change this. Well, for you it will be the same episode, but for me it'll be a few days later. But yeah, hello everyone, we're back to part 2 of our spark plug swapping series, or whatever. I got the second set of spark plugs that I didn't realize I needed, and I bought a brand new tool so we could get to that spark plug that was a bit hard to get to, but it didn't work. So what we did, and what we have done with everything in this series, is that we fabricated a new tool. We just took one of these thingamabobs, which is my favorite word currently, and we just cut it so it would be the right size, so it would fit, and then we used a pair of pliers, and then we managed to twist it like 1/16 of a turn every time, and then we did that for half an hour and eventually it worked. So now we're gonna swap the spark plugs, and then we will be done to start reassembling, and I'm a bit amazed actually. By the way, I cleaned out the air filters and reassembled them. It was really easy. I would probably need to swap them out maybe later this season, because I didn't get them that much cleaner with the high pressure air thingy. But we'll see. But yeah, that's basically where we are right now. Okay, I thought I would show you what I had to do to get... I mean, if you have the right tools for the job, this isn't gonna be as hard as we make it out to be. But this thing, I don't know what it is, it says Mikuni on it. It sits here. So I removed 2 screws just to get a bit of wiggle room, and then I managed to get a tool down. If you see, that hole is where the spark plug actually is. And I mean, you can clearly see it from this angle. It's just hard to get to. But that's the way we managed to do it, and now we're just gonna fit the new one. Okay, so now we managed to get everything back on the bike. There are some things that are quite fiddly. Getting the air filters on, since you have that hose that's on in like the middle of them, it gets very fiddly getting everything on, but it's more than doable. It's not as hard as like this, getting the spark plugs off with the wrong tools. Then what we did is we reattached the speedometer and just hung it to a side before we put on the tank. Then we just put it back. You put 1 bolt in. Well, you slide it back, then you put 1 bolt in quite easily. All the plastic is pretty simple. Actually getting everything back together was quite fine, and we only got 1 screw spare. I have no idea where it's supposed to go, but I think we missed something along the way. But we tried it, it works, all the electronics works, and there is no issue so far. So, I call that a qualified success. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next episode.